digging around here and I kind of got on a little junky spot. I found this part, this little hand forged. You can see where it was put together. So this is a really old piece. No idea what it might have gone to. And I found this one here. Now this one here looks like it would have hooked like that. And then I just found this little pretty down in there. It's got a fancy little design. You can see around the edges there. It's very, very thin, and it looked like it had a pin. Could possibly have been a horse rider rosette. But that was down in there, and I've been finding a few nails and stuff. So we'll see if we find anything else in this little spot. I'll get back to you. Okay, we're still over here digging. And I've been moving over to this spot. I've been pulling out nails and other pieces. Along with that piece that looked like a rosette. This will be a buckle for horse tack. And I did find a piece of like rounded glass and a piece of brick, but this is the odd thing that I just found. It's got a little green glass stone on the end. It's very small. And it's got like a cross-hatch design. It's been flattened. I first thought when I saw it was going to be a bullet, but then I saw that green stone on the end. And it is faceted. So that's an interesting little thing. Gonna keep going around here because I got a lot of noise and I'm just picking out everything. Get back to you. Okay. We have something down under here under the roots. You can see it. Way down under here. Piece of metal, something. And it is curved. And I've had to come over here on this side under the root to get it out. And it went way up here. So let's see what we got. Well, it looks like it's a brace to something. Probably a wagon of some sort. You got your little hole there, and your square bolt there. With an old piece to a horse wagon, I would imagine. We're finding that kind of stuff right over here. Sister's over there rummaging.
Yes, we're rummaging.
Yeah, we found a couple more teeth because we're going to find them everywhere. And lots of nails. She found a nice brick over there.
More nails.
Yeah. So we're thinking there must have been something along here. Yep, kind of dumpy. So we're having fun digging around. Catch ya.
Okay, we've kind of finding a lot of interesting things we find a lot of, especially these old moa teeth. So far we've found 4 of them. We're at a tie, 2 for 2.
Yes.
And then we always find the old railroad spikes. Every place we go, up and down this mountain and whatever mountain around the railroad tracks. And then we found what is would have been the tightener for an old buck saw. Would have tightened here in the middle, and these ends would have gone over wooden sides with a very, very, very old-fashioned buck saw. I had one of those when I was a little girl. My father fixed for me so that I could go out in the woods and cut wood with him. So we'll get back to you when we find some more really cool. Okay, we found a couple of more interesting things here. I don't know what this bottle says on it. We found an old...
It says Dana's sarsaparilla. And then one of the sides has Maine on it.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
A nice old square one. Unfortunately, it's broken.
Yeah.
We'll be able to look it up. I don't know if my hand behind it helps.
Yeah, I think it does a little bit.
That little doohickey.
And that one perhaps might be an umbrella, piece of an umbrella, we're thinking.
Rang up really good.
High tones.
Up in the 60s and 70s.
And I found this interesting head stamp. I've never seen one that was, where it was fired was indented way down in like this one is. And I haven't been able to read the whole thing, but I think it was 3856 maybe.
I'll look at the top of that sucker.
Well,
look at the top of that bottle.
Oh, what a nice old bottle if it had been whole.
Mm.
You can tell you're at an old spot.
Yeah, got some
old thick ones.
Them old, really flat square nails.
Yep.
I got a whole bag of nails. Get one of them old nails out. If I can find one. But they are big and they are flat. That's a different one. You can see how flat that is.
Yeah.
And look how big the head is. but they're just flat, flat, flat. They would have been cut out of these flat pieces of metal. Then they apply the top.
Yeah.
On my really old ones. This would be probably a little later one. Them things ring up wonderfully. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff here to show you. No. This thing here, you can see this got little gears around the outside, along the edge. This here middle is different. Like it would have been a little gear onto something for equipment. Gotta always find some of these little rings. We got a piece of a wrench here. This looks like it's got some writing on there. So, yeah, it definitely does. We'll be able to check that later. We got this nice old, big old hoe. And this here, you can see the little threads on it. That would probably help keep the wooden handle held on better. And there's another piece of horse tack, and you can just see how much it's worn right on that one spot. And this was a different little, you know, maybe for pitching hay or whatever. But it's only got 2 tines, so that was different. Never found one that looked like that. And that's it for what we've got thus far.
I just found an ox shoe at Grandpa's old place down here. It's a small one. It's not very worn, so I assume probably it got lost pretty quickly after it had been put on the ox. It's always interesting to find them. I like ox shoes. I'll be back to you on the next one. I just found this piece of, it looks like some sort of an angle iron. It's ringing up pretty well. But on the top of it, it has what looks like rivets. And it looks like it got several layers of either, looks like leather underneath it. I don't know what his purpose might have been. And we've also been finding these little pieces, which we think might be a part of it. But I don't know. I don't know what these might have been used for or part of. There's something different. If anybody's got any ideas, let us know.
Dig in here. I dug out a bunch of nails and some other O's and E's. And I just found an old sap spile. Check it out. Look at that. Nice. I've only found one old sap spile before. Maple syrup making was a big thing. Help them give them something to cook with and sweeten. But that's nice. Nice old relic down to Grandpa's. Catch you later.
Found this little brass buckle. Assume it probably is part of some horse tack. I like buckles, and this was a really nice green one. Also found this interesting Nitro Club head stamp, and I was noting that it does have writing around the side of it. I can't really tell what it says now, but we'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, we're showing you a little creation that we did. My husband had built this birdhouse, and we thought it would be cool to use some of these extra pieces of relics that we find. So we made a rustic house. And on the side, we took some of these extra buckles and made a window, and then he took harmonica reeds, cut them in half. So we got windows and shutters on both sides. And on the top, I'd found this thing, went to a heater or something, a kerosene heater, and a nice little brass piece, so that made a nice chimney. We put an ox shoe on there. And then we took a little clock gear, made a little clock for the front. A rains guide for the birds to be able to perch on. And then this tag that said Rowe Brothers #1 we used for a tag for the house. And I think it came out really cute. A way to use up some of your bits and pieces, because we always find lots of buckles and that kind of stuff. So just something different. A rustic house.